Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the DCL Show, coming to you from the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida. I'm your host, Pete Werner, joined at the table this week by my good friends, Denny Sunderly.
Hi there.
Dreams Unlimited Travel Agent, Ms. Teresa Eccles.
Hey.
And Dreams Unlimited Travel Agent, Ms. Elaine Edwards.
Hey, friends.
And back in the production nook, as always, our producer, Mr. Craig Williams.
Ahoy, hoy.
And just a reminder, folks, this show, along with everything that we do here on the Diz, is brought to you by DreamsUnlimitedTravel.com, of which I am one of the owners, along with John Magi and Donna Lefevre. And if you like our content, if you like our folks, if you like the stuff we produce, that's how I pay for it. So if you would do us the kindness of booking your next Disney Cruise Line vacation with Dreams Unlimited, I would greatly appreciate it. But you're going to pay the same price you're going to pay with Disney, right? It's no more expensive because travel agents make their money through commissions from Disney Cruise Line. But we take a part of that commission and we give you a shipboard credit. Disney's not going to do that. And that shipboard credit can be up to $1,000 depending on how much you spend. And you get the services of, honestly, phenomenal agents, just like Teresa and Elaine, who are going to help you every step of the way. There's no guesswork. There's no guesswork. They take care of everything you need. So please, DreamsUnlimitedTravel.com, get that great shipboard credit, and join us on a cruise, because I'm going on one next week. So I'm going on one for my birthday. I got to make up for lost time. time.
It's your birthday.
It's my birthday. And there should be much celebrating.
We take the day off at the office on your birthday.
Yeah.
It's a national holiday.
It's a national holiday in my company.
Love it.
So, all right, this week we wanted to talk about the itineraries that we really want to do in 2022. Our bucket list, our wish list itineraries. And I got a couple, but ladies first. Danny.
Oh, goodness.
Or I should have said Craig.
Oh, no. For me, it's really simple. It's something that we see somewhat frequently. It's as much time as I can get on Castaway Cay is what I want most of all. So it is the double dip. It is, if we could do a triple dip, that'd be fantastic. Just take me to Castaway Cay.
I had said to some of the folks I talked to at Disney Cruise Line on occasion, just take, honestly, first of all, you could just take the ship and park it out in the middle of the Atlantic and everybody be fine, or take it, better yet, and just park it at Castaway Cay and let us come and go as we please. Mm-hmm. You sell out that ship.
Yep. And we had the fortune to be able to take one recently. And it's just fantastic. Yes, they have to pull the ship out. So even if you're on a double dip, they're not, taking the keys out of the ignition and leaving it for a couple of days. They'll have to pull out of port and go float around for the evening and then come back. But it's so much fun pulling in for that first day at Castaway when you're coming back tomorrow. It takes some of the pressure off of the Castaway Cay day, especially if you've got little ones who want to do X, Y, and Z, or if you have excursions that you want to do. Okay, you have 2 days over which to do all of those things rather than just cramming it into one, because you also would like to relax, I'm sure. It's your vacation. Right. You want to put a butt in a lounge chair on the beach. At least I do. And I want to book at some point. So to be able to pull in and knowing that you've got that extra day just feels like a very gracious thing. Mm-hmm. And everything has been thought of for you on Castaway. Well,
and you also have that safety day too, because mm-hmm. there are times where they can't actually successfully park at Castaway Cay. Right. And, they'll try to, if you're on a fortnight, they try to do it on your day at sea and kind of flip-flop them. But it's also guaranteed chance that you're going to get another chance at Castaway if you weren't able to park completely, because that would be the most, I'm sure it happens to a lot of people. It would be the most devastating cruise for me if all I wanted to do was go to Castaway Cay, only to be told, sorry,
it happens.
We can't.
Yeah.
Or it
There are
rains.
times. What happens? There are times where just the way the current is moving,
Yep.
the ship cannot safely come into dock.
If winds
And-
are high, forget it.
Right.
Like, oh my God.
And so, and it's happened. It's happened to me. You sit right off the coast, and you can see the island. There it is.
Pete.
And I'm like, just get a tender boat out here. So, nope, can't do that either.
People jumping overboard, going.
And along those same lines, it's if there's bad weather or even if it's windy, even if they can dock, sometimes they won't run some of the excursions. So we've actually had excursions or activities on Castaway Cay that have been canceled due to high winds. But when you have that double dip, you have a second chance again to be able to do the things that you wanted to do, because they will try to rebook you and on that second day.
Well, what about-
But just like Denny said, I love the double dips, because just like she said, one day I'll do all of my activities and one day I'll just sit on that beach in that ocean all day.
All right. Well, Elaine, what about you? What's on your wish list for 2022?
So again, the double dips are my favorite. I've talked about them all the time. But right now, for my family, we are looking at Alaska next. I do have a couple of, like, my wish sailings that I have booked right now are back to back, so I'm making my own double dip that way. But my kids have said, I don't know what's wrong with them. They said, we don't want to go to the beach, Mom. I don't know what is wrong with them. And so I
See,
said,
I'm right
how
there
about
with them.
Alaska?
I'm right there
And
with them.
and we started talking about it, and I said, look at all these really cool things that they offer, and they are all in right now. So that is my next cruise with my kids, is they are ready to do Alaska. And so we've been talking about it and planning it and what we want to do and that kind of thing. So
Very cool.
All right. Teresa.
All right. Well, I'm a little bit different than these gals, I guess. Double dip doesn't hold anything for me. I'm not a beach girl. I'm looking for the 12-night Greek Isles.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Send me to Europe.
We had such a good time in that
we
Mediterranean
did.
cruise.
We did. Alaska, I want to do too, but if I could only pick one, it would be Europe, and not like the 12-night Greek Isle one. Looks good to me.
On a Greek Isles cruise, is it imperative that you have the shore excursions, the port adventures?
I don't
or do you go
necessarily need
wander
that.
on your own?
I
Okay.
like just get me off the ship, whether it's tendered with a little boat or walk down the plank. I just want to experience the cultures and the other. That's what.
those are so nice, because you can hit so many ports and see so many different cities in
Different
one
countries.
cruise.
Yeah.
It's so, right. It's in one cruise. Those are
Yeah.
so nice.
It's, but the thing to also with those cruises, and this is not necessarily a bad thing, it's just this isn't a port in the Caribbean, right? When you're going to Rome, Florence, Venice, Dubrovnik, any of the places that, Athens, these are major, major, major destinations. And the amount of time you have,
You're getting a taste.
you're getting a taste.
That's exactly what I was trying to say. Is the only thing that I hate about it, like when we did our cruise around the boot, we only had one port that we stopped at that we were like, no, that shouldn't be good. And even that was with Viking, and even they said, like, yeah, we know this isn't the greatest one. But that was the hardest part, is every stop except for that one. It was like, this is not enough time. I could spend 2 to 3 days in each city that you stop at because of everything there. Like that.
But I don't want to think about that. I want to think about, I'm in my Disney bubble. It's taking me on the other side of the earth. I'm visiting places I've never visited before and probably will never go back to. Maybe I will if I'm lucky. But my hotel's with me. I've got a nice place to sleep at the end of the day. I don't have to worry about that. Yet I'm getting to see Rome or whatever.
Well, that's the difference for me because I'm still saying to myself, I'm young. I'm going to get to visit all of these places for extended periods of
Thank
time.
you for calling me out. Well, I said I could go back again. Sure, it could never happen. It could happen, but it's still, you don't know what tomorrow brings for any of us, Craig. Not to be a Debbie Downer, but
Oh yeah, that's uplifting.
Yeah.
But,
Hey, book through dreams right now. You never know when you'll be able to go back again.
But it might be really great for someone who this is their first trip, right, to the Greek Isles, and
or
it's
any
just
place
a
in Europe.
taste.
And you know what? And then if you're booking with a travel agent, we're there to help you.
Yeah.
And you're booking with Disney, so you do have that that little bit of bubble with you.
Yeah.
So I think it's a. I don't want to say that it's not safe to not travel on a cruise, but it just feels safer.
Yeah, it's for people who feel intimidated by like going to Europe and other places. We also recommend Adventures by Disney, a big price tag on it, but you will learn how to see and experience Europe in a way that feels comforting.
And I'm disappointed that they've stopped now permanently doing the ABD add-ons.
They
on
do.
cruises.
You can do I just booked I've got a family going on a 7-night med, and I just booked part of the family on a pre-Barcelona escape.
Yeah, and
that was fun.
That was okay. All right, Craig, what about you? What's on your bucket list?
You've made it very difficult because at first I was hoping no one would say the Castaway Key double dip because that is.
Well, I mean, you can like it.
I know. I'm just trying to come up with something different and interesting. But no, Castaway.
I'll take care of that.
I know you will, and then you'll book it by the end of this.
That's I've already got some. I've got a few things up already. I'm like.
It's coming. It's coming here. But I do love the Castaway Key double dip. It's my favorite Disney cruise I think I've been on. Granted, it was on a cruise that Pete also just happened to be on too. So we then got to experience a double dip with Pete, which is any trip with Pete is always the next level up.
Hold on, let me clear a space on my ass.
Right?
No.
What the heck?
I do. I love that. I love I love Alaska cruises. I want to go back on Disney sometime because I have not done Disney since my very first cruise ever in Alaska. I mean, I'm sure someone at some point is going to mention the Wish is on their wish since that starts sailing in summer 2022. But for me, I always wanted to do one of the Western Mexican cruises that go out of California and
those are
go
nice,
down. And I would like to do it preferably where it's like the repositioning, where it eventually ends up at whatchamacallit in Vancouver. Thank you, Pete. I would love to go from Southern California up to Vancouver on Disney. That's probably the one. I say it every single year. Every time this gets brought up, I want to do it one day.
Oh, it's a really good segue into what's sitting in my cart right now. On well, I can't book it through here because I won't get my commission. Something I've wanted to do. And I've always just been nervous about doing.
What is it?
The eastbound transatlantic repositioning cruise. It's 13 nights. There really are no stops. I think you may stop in one place. Mm-hmm. But you end up going from either Port Canaveral or Miami to Barcelona. This one in particular is Miami to Barcelona. Because the ship is the destination for me.
Yeah.
The ports are great. Don't get me wrong. The ports are wonderful. The ship is the destination for me. I look at that and I say, 13 nights, unfettered access to the spa?
Oh, yeah.
And the price isn't horrible.
No.
It is not.
It's not.
$3,700 a person.
It's not bad.
For a 13-night cruise where all your food's included, all your entertainment's included, plus because they got to keep you entertained for 2 weeks, they up their game.
Yeah.
They up their game.
There is airfare back
coming
home
back
from Europe.
Right, you do have to. Right, you do have to pay your
but
airfare
look at
back
it
from
this
Barcelona.
way: break it down per person per day, and it's not bad at all.
Okay.
When you look at that little number.
Well, you got to look at what the airfare is too coming back, which I don't care so much about that because I got my miles and my points, and all that good stuff that I can like kind of take a little bit of the sting off of it. but because I don't use them. I haven't used them. I haven't used any of my miles in like over a year.
Wow. Can you gift those to other people?
I can, but I'm not going to.
I just did not.
You had to try,
I'm
Teresa.
taking you on a damn cruise
I
next
know,
week.
I
Sit
know.
there and be quiet.
Just so you know, he has gifted it to me before too, so that way I can
I've
get to
gifted you
silver.
medallion
You
status.
did, yeah, I know.
Wow.
I've gifted you medallion status.
Wow.
Just need a few to get to my poor aging parents.
Oh, look at that
Called
face.
spirit.com.
$69, no bags. Don't bring them.
Nope.
So the transatlantic cruise has always been something I've wanted to do. I get a little nervous thinking about how am I going to be on the ship, but it was funny because when I was on the Dream on the 4-night last month, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I could easily do this for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So why would you choose the one leaving Port Canaveral, ending there, versus
I know the
opposite
answer.
way?
I know the answer to that.
Because I'll spend time in Europe.
Well, I see. I figured
I'll
though.
go over. You know, I'll go to Barcelona. From Barcelona, maybe I'll go to Italy. Maybe I'll go to Paris. Maybe I'll do Disneyland Paris. Maybe I'll go visit my friends in London and fly home from London. I don't know, but I have options.
Okay.
Or you could do a back-to-back and do a med cruise.
Could do that.
I've
too.
got clients doing that.
But I still have to get back from Barcelona.
Right.
I just thought about it from the aspect of back in the day of land and sea, so you do the land portion first, so then you get on the cruise and relax and do it that way. So, that was my thought.
like I said,
Be relaxed and
flexible.
ready for your...
the idea is I want to do the transatlantic.
Yeah.
So everything after that
I'm
is all
surprised you
I'm
haven't
academic.
right there
done
with you.
The other one I'm dying to do, and I'm looking at right now, the Southern Caribbean. Southern Caribbean out of
San Juan.
San Juan. Did that a couple years ago. Whole different set of ports, islands, experiences. It was the highlight of it was Puerto Rico.
Wow.
I'd never been to Puerto Rico. Now, we had a couple days prior, a couple days after in Puerto Rico. I fell in love with it, especially the old city, Old San Juan. There aren't words for how absolutely breathtaking that city is. And I want to go back. I like San Juan I would go on vacation just there.
Wow.
I would go on vacation just there. So that's definitely high on my bucket list. But also, I have to throw a third one in here. Alaska. I normally do Alaska once every year. And of course, last year, not so much. I will get myself on an Alaska cruise this year. I will absolutely get myself on an Alaska cruise. Of all the itineraries, of all the cruises, trust me on this, because I've done a lot of them. Nothing compares to Alaska. Nothing. Nothing compares to the sheer beauty of what you see as you're sailing up the Inside Passage. It is like watching a movie unfold over hours. It starts in black and white and ends up in color. It's the coolest experience. It is the coolest experience. And Disney, I've done it on Royal, I've done it on Norwegian, and I've done it on Disney. Disney, Disney, Disney. Hands down. Hands down. Yes, it's more expensive, but you get what you pay for. You get what you pay for. The Royal Caribbean and Norwegian ships are their, let's say, their D-list ships.
My in-laws went to Alaska on Holland America, and in port saw the wonder and just stood there going, please, can we get on board?
Jen, I can't speak to Celebrity or Holland America because I haven't done those, but I can speak to Norwegian and Royal Caribbean, and never again. I'll never do them again.
For Alaska.
For Alaska. The service was horrible. I mean, Royal Caribbean, there were their crew members literally screaming at guests
What?
Yeah, screaming at guests, and it happened more than once.
Okay.
Wow.
And I'm like, done. Never coming back on that ship. Now on their Oasis, like their Oasis class and their Quantum class ships, that's where they put all their A-list people, all their A-list employees, and the rest of them are just kind of left to fend for themselves in these other ships. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I know John and Kevin are like falling over, like hearing me say this. But I just have to be honest. I like the Quantum. Oh, I haven't done Quantum, but I like the Oasis class ships. They're absolutely stunning. Anything other than that won't even bother.
Yeah. With Alaska in particular, since I've done it on, I haven't done it on Royal Caribbean or any of the ones you mentioned, but I have done it on Princess. But that was itinerary based. Why we decided to do that? Because that kept going up into Glacier Bay National Park and ended in Anchorage. So if you want to do a different itinerary, then you have to look at ships. But if you're just talking about doing the basic leave out
Alaska cruise.
Yeah, leave out of Vancouver and Juneau, Ketchikan, Skagway, and Inside Passage, Disney, it's a heck of a cruise.
First rate.
Yep.
First rate. And I've done it many, many, many times. And can't say enough good things. Can't say enough good things about them. And just before anybody says, oh, well, you sell Disney. I sell Royal Caribbean and Norwegian too, and I just told you I wouldn't do them. Not on that itinerary. Not on that itinerary. Norwegian wasn't bad.
Okay.
The food was. Dog food would have been a step up.
Oh.
So, but Disney for me, every time. So yeah, and I mean, of course, the Med. I'd love to go back and do the Med again, and so now you got me thinking about doing a back to back.
And when we do the Greek Isles, Pete, you and I.
See, I gotta be honest.
You don't have to do concierge.
Absolutely no desire to do the
Really?
Greek Isles. I don't know why.
Wow.
Okay, well, let's do
I have no reason for
How
that.
about something out of Dover?
Now, yes, Dover, the Norwegian fjord cruises.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
daddy's on that like white on rice.
Well, we don't have to do concierge. You can just,
Well, you don't.
well, put me in an inside. I'm good.
I mean, you want to talk about where they really spoil you. If you want a bucket list cruise,
Oh, yeah.
do any Disney cruise in concierge.
Yeah.
Do any Disney cruise in concierge.
That makes every other cruise that you try to go on not in concierge that much harder, right?
What is this? Not in
What is that?
concierge?
Because
What
not
is
all
that?
of us can afford concierge every time at this point. But
No. Well, and
although wouldn't that be that? Yeah, can I change
And-
my bucket list now? Because I think concierge anywhere would be it.
and there are times.
Anywhere.
There are
Anywhere.
times if you're
donuts.
if you're looking, if you're really paying attention, there are times. I'm not going to say there's like discounts on them, but there are times you're like, okay, that's not so bad.
Really? Okay.
But it's always you'll never walk off a Disney cruise vacation having done concierge and saying it wasn't worth it. And if you do, you didn't do it right. I shouldn't say that because everybody's standards are different. Sure. I have never, let me put it to you that way. I have never walked off one of those ships. Mm-hmm. And I don't get a travel agent rate on that. I don't get any kind of break on that. I get my commission back, but that's about it. That's about it. But I pay the same thing everybody else does when I do concierge. And so that's my money. That's my money going down. And I can tell you, I've never walked off once.
Wow.
Saying, yeah, that wasn't worth it. That was too much money.
I'm glad you said that because that is like one of the top questions that we get that I see in like the DCL fan Facebook group. So many people say, is concierge worth it?
And again, here's the thing. I say this about concierge in general because I see people like, with hotel concierge trying to figure out if the money if they have like breakfast in the lounge, well, the money they save. If you're doing that kind of back of the napkin math, concierge isn't for you. Concierge isn't for you. You're not paying for the food in the lounge or the access to wine, cocktail hour. You're paying for the service and the experience. And that's how you have to look at it. You're paying, and if you're not willing, if that's not worth it to you, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But if that's not worth it to you, then no, it's not. It's not a good idea. Mm-hmm. For me, it is. I like that service. Yeah, I like the fact that I booked a cruise last week to go next week, which is generally how I do it. I'm not planning 18 months out. And I'm in concierge, and I can say, "Hey, listen, can I get a cabana on Castaway Cay on the family beach?" No problem, because they hold some back for concierge guests. And just did it. We have a cabana on Castaway Cay.
Well, that might make Castaway doable for me.
I prefer to have the cabana for the same reason. I'm not a beach person.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be swimming out in the ocean. First of all, I take my shirt off, and the kids run up to me with pails of water and throw it on me, push it
Try
back
to roll
in,
you back out.
But I
don't want to say I don't like Castaway, because I do, but I'm like Pete. I'm not gonna.
If you don't want to swim, and you don't want to bike, then you start running out of options what to do.
I mean, I do like to bike, but I'm not one to just sit there on the beach and
but to sit there in the cabana.
No, I'll do that.
And you press the button, and they come. They come and they bring you drinks, and
bring it on.
You go get your stuff over at Cookie's Barbecue and bring it back and which was delicious. They really that last cruise, they upped their game with the food so much.
Yep.
I hope it stays this way. But all right, I think that's everybody, right? Everybody got their
Elaine, where are you going?
All right, folks. Thanks so much for being with us. That's going to do it for this week's episode of the DCL Show. As Elaine mentioned, please join us over on our DCL Fan Facebook group, facebook.com/DCL Fan, and of course the DCL Fan website, dclfan.com. And we will see you again next week. Have a great one, folks.